If you think the things I post on here are weird, you should see the things that I don't post. Actually, no. No one should see those. No one. 4 months. 4 months. 133 days. 19 freaking weeks. Holy cheese balls, did this take longer than I thought it would. I went to 2 weddings. I've had 6 couples I know announce they're pregnant. I went to a Blimey Cow meetup in Colorado. All of that with only ever a partially complete kitchen. But it's done. Oh my gosh, it's finally done. I guess it has been done, but this has taken a while. So my kitchen got finished August 24th. So from April 13th to August 24th, I didn't have a kitchen pretty much. There were times where it was somewhat functional, but there were times where I was washing dishes in the bathtub and I broke a mug. That was fun. When I made the video about not having had shower pizza in a while, I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was gonna be maybe 2 months max. I thought that was pushing it. I thought it'd be really quick and really easy to go, but no, it just has been forever, just with contractors and things I probably shouldn't talk about because libel, but it's done. It's finally done. I'll explain why it's taken 2 months to get this video out in a second, but let's just show you the kitchen. Okay, about a week later and a bit of cleaning, I'm finally ready to show you my kitchen. Ooh, it's so nice. Got this nice new floor, got this nice new, fridge, and then nothing else is really new, but yeah, got a lot more space. It even feels a little bigger, although there is one problem with everything, because even after all of this, I've got a broken light fixture. And hey, what do you know? I just made it worse. It's never done. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought this video was going to be completely different, even afterwards too, because I was planning on thinking, this is a momentous occasion. My kitchen's finally done. It's taken so long. I should just make all of my favorite snacks and put it in a video. And I really wanted to do that. But you see, even after the kitchen was done, there was just still more. It's never done. Part of the thing was, after I was done with the kitchen, I started using the kitchen, because that's what kitchens are for. They're not just supposed to be construction areas for 4 months, but that's besides the point. I haven't even been able to have friends over, really. Like, this is gonna be the first time most people have seen my kitchen. Like, my family has seen it, a few select friends, but that's it. But part of the thing was, around the same time my kitchen finished was around the same time my pear tree was fruiting. Again, this wasn't supposed to take 4 months. It wasn't supposed to go like this. But once the pear tree was finished, I let them sit for a while. But after that, I needed to start canning those because they only last for so long. So I made a lot of pear pie. So much freaking pear pie. And I usually film this stuff on the weekend because that's when I have time to film it. But, there was a weekend where I was picking the pears, a weekend where I was processing the pears, and then 3 weeks, nearly a month. No, it was a month of making pear stuff. I had pear butter, I had pear pie filling, which is a thing apparently, 31 jars of pear pie. And it's just taken so long. And after that, I had to make peanut butter. I had things that got backed up because of all this. And I finally had a chance to make all this stuff. So I started making it. And because of that, things just kept getting pushed back. So the other thing is, I had these recipes I wanted to make. I won't get into all of them now because I still want to do a video about those eventually. But part of the thing was I wanted to make sure I was making it right. Because, as I did in I believe the Death Granola video, I made peanut butter in it. But then I did it wrong and then had to correct it afterwards with voiceover. And I didn't want to do that again. And I've always had a problem with some of these recipes I was doing. So I wanted to, try them out and see if I could improve them, make them better. because apparently I've just reached the point where I can do that comfortably. And that took time too, and that was delaying the script. And earlier today, I just realized if I really want to do this right, it's not gonna come out till November. And I could, and today something popped up that kind of made me think I could do this as a video instead. Just save everything else for later when things aren't so busy. It never ends. So yeah, here is the story about how you really should listen to the recipes and not always just trust your instincts. So one of the things I wanted to make in this video was pudding cookies. If you know me, you know I like pudding cookies. It all comes from this Blind Me Cow video that came out in 2011, 2010. It's an old video. I tried making it like 6 years ago, and I really like them, and I've just made them ever since. And this is like the original recipe card for it. You can't see very well, but it's gross looking. This thing has been steamed, it has been spilled on, it has been splashed on, and that's half the reason I wanted to make it, because I wanted something that's not that card, because that card's not long for this world. But one thing I wanted to do is test out some of the stuff on it, because I've learned things since then. One of the things I wanted to do was test out if I could just use white sugar plus a glug of molasses instead of the white sugar, brown sugar combination to see if that would work just as well, because it'd be a lot easier, and it will mean I don't have to buy brown sugar and have it go stale. Another thing I wanted to test out is the thing I always thought made my pudding cookie special, which was where I sifted my flour, but I thought, you know, is it really that appreciable of a difference? Could I just, not sift the flour and it'd be fine? So I figured, you know what? I was talking with friends about cookies yesterday. Let's just try it. So as I started making the cookies, I thought to myself, you know what? I think it calls for 2 1/4 cups of flour, but I don't remember. And so I checked the card. Yep, 2 1/4 cups of flour. How did I just know that? And I was talking with my roommate, Cody, and he said, you can get that way, where after a while, you're just so familiar with the recipe that you can just do it, and you know it, and it's fine. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I do know this recipe really well. At least I thought I did. Part of the problem, I think, is that usually when I make these cookies, I double the recipe, because why not? So because of that, I was like, okay, 2 1/4 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, mix it all up, and why does it look weird? It looked just dry and strange, but the butter and the sugars eventually mixed together, and I didn't think too much of it after that. But then when I got near the end, it seemed like not so much dough as usual. And then I checked the recipe, and it doesn't call for 2 cups of sugar. It calls for 1. But I was thinking to myself, maybe this isn't so bad. Maybe I can just mix in the rest of the doubled ingredients and I'll be fine and there won't be a problem. And then I realized I was short an egg. Now, whether being short an egg or doubling on sugar is better, I don't know. But the way I figured, I thought, let's just go for it. Maybe I shouldn't have done that now that I think back on this, but too late now. So I threw everything together, cooked it, and yeah, they're really sweet. They're not bad, don't get me wrong, but part of the problem is when you're making stuff, you want to test it because you don't want to just make it and now give it to people and hope they don't die. So I had a cookie when it was still too warm because I'm a child, and I was like, I guess it's okay. I probably didn't help that I hadn't had lunch yet because I had a late breakfast, but that's a different story. But after that, I was like, you know what? I should probably try it again when it's cooler. And I did. And honestly, I couldn't tell the difference too much. If you hadn't told me, I probably would have just thought it was maybe a normal cookie, but it did taste like my pudding cookie, so I'm not sure. I finished off the cold cookie, just to do it off, and I figured that'd be it. But the thing was, there was another sheet, and this one got a little crispier. And I wasn't sure if it was good. So I pulled it out, and I was like, no, I'm gonna need to try out half one of those too, I think. So I broke off part of the cookie once it was cooled, ate it, and yeah, it was a little crispier, way too sweet, whatever. People will eat them still, it's just not my best. But I realized afterwards, I only ate 2.5 cookies, but I essentially ate 5, because that's how much sugar was in that. And it would have been fine if that had been it, but like I mentioned earlier, I know 6 couples that are pregnant, and I had a baby shower today. I usually wouldn't go to a baby shower, but I haven't seen my friends in 6 months, so I wanted to socialize. The one thing was, though, they had food there. And I ended up getting pulled into a game where I had to eat a donut. And I ate the donut. It's not all bad, though. I won, and I got Tupperware. So I'm at the age where that's exciting now. So yeah, that's also part of the reason why my voice sounds so weird. There was loud music, my voice is hoarse. And yeah, I just kind of feel gross now because I've had a lot of freaking sugar today and not a lot of substantial food to go with it. I feel like I'm gonna feel awful tomorrow, but at least the people who are around me will have very sweet cookies and will be thankful for it. Anyway, after all that, I just figured I'd make this video, share my pudding cookie recipe, and show you my kitchen. So yeah, hopefully I'll still get to make the video talking about the other recipe because they're still really good. And while pudding cookies are amazing, I still have lots more recipes that I want to share because apparently I'm a cooking YouTube channel now, but whatever, I'll at least make them weird. And since pudding cookies won't be in that video for reasons I won't explain, I'm just gonna give the recipe here now. So here's my recipe for pudding cookies, just in a serious way because I don't want to write a script. Here's the recipe. Start off by preheating your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, in whatever preferred way you have, cream together 1 cup of butter, 1 cup of sugar, a glug of molasses, a packet of dry pudding, and a teaspoon of vanilla. You can do this by hand, but I'm just using a hand mixer because I just don't have time anymore. Once that's well mixed, crack in 2 eggs and a teaspoon of baking soda and mix that again. After that's all mixed together, add 2 1/4 cups of flour. I used to sift my flour to do this, but I've since found that scooping works just as well. I'm adding 1/4 cup at a time here. Don't add all your flour at once or you're going to have a hard time mixing it together. When all the flour is incorporated, add in about a cup of chocolate chips, or honestly as many as you want, and get it all mixed together. After that, roll your dough up into little balls about the size of a golf ball, maybe a little bit smaller, and then put them onto parchment-lined baking sheets. You can use a cookie dough scooper if you want. I mean, I have one as well, but I like the size I get by manually rolling them out. I'll bake these for 8 to 10 minutes, swapping the trays halfway through so they'll cook a little more evenly, and then after that, we'll take them out. They're done. Don't worry if they look a little underdone. The residual heat will finish them up perfectly fine outside of the oven. See here, about like 20 minutes later, they're all cooled and they look much better. A quick taste test shows that they are perfectly fine and cooked all the way through. And those are pudding cookies. I've had a lot of people tell me that they've screwed these up, and I honestly don't know how. They're super simple and really delicious, so go ahead and give them a try. I'm seriously sorry this took so long to make. I'm recording this the night of Halloween right now, and I'm just done. I'm just ready to be done. I could put more time into this, but no, I need to finish this. So I hope you enjoyed this. Hasta la pasta. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. 'Cause it's late and I had too much sugar.